This is Tessa Keogh, and I thought today we could go over two items about the Guild of One Name Studies. First of all, it's that time of year again. It's November 1st, and that means it's time to renew your membership in the Guild of One Name Studies. And I wanted to show you, if you're using the Guild website, how easy that is to log in and renew your membership. And then the second thing I wanted to go over with you is the Guild of One Name Studies Facebook page. There are two different pages. The first one is the Open Guild page, and the second one is the closed guild page. And so I wanted to show you the closed page and encourage you, even if you don't use Facebook very often, to use Facebook for your one name study and your genealogy, because there's a lot of great features on it. But first, let's go over renewal. As you can see, I'm on the Guild's home page, and that's one-name.org. And the first thing you're going to do is log into your account. Now, if you haven't been here in a while, you're going to need to look up your login information. I've saved mine, so it always brings up my membership and my password. And that's a good thing to do if you're the only one in control of your computer. But you're not going to want to save your passwords and make them available if this is something shared. As you can see, I've signed into my account. It shows my name. It gives me the option to log out again. And then the easiest thing to do is go right to your membership number. It gives you the details of your membership, and the second item is membership renewal. Now, while we're here, I also want to point out that you can change your details. You could register a study. If you have any surname interests, for instance, I have Elwood and Murphy and a few other names that I'm interested in, but I haven't registered a surname, so that if someone looks that name up here in the surname search, they could contact me, or if they take on that study, I could give them my information. Fill out an application to have a member's website. You can go here. And then also, if you want to get into the members room, the old members room, where there's still some information that hasn't been brought over to the new site, you can always go there. But today, membership renewal. So you simply click on that item, and depending on your internet speed, you'll get there slowly or quickly. And this is the page on membership renewals. It explains that our membership year is November 1st through October 31st. So it's time to renew, and you should have seen the notice in your journal or perhaps in the chairman's newsletter. Now, there's a number of ways to pay. For most Americans, the easiest way to do it is to pay with PayPal, because we can just do it online and we simply click on the link to pay. You could also use a direct debit, and that information is listed here. For people over in Europe, and I really noticed that the standing order is something they tend to do in the UK, you can use the standing order form. If you have a repeat transaction authority with your banking institution, or if you want to pay by direct bank transfer, you can do it that way. And this information is here, the account and the sort code. And finally, you can pay by post, whether you have a check or a credit card. You can use that form and contact the Guild to make a payment that way. If you're in the UK, I believe you can work with gift aid, but that's not something that we do here in the United States. So for my purposes, and I'm just going to show you how that works, I'm going to pay with PayPal. And I want you to take a look at the term of your membership, because if you're over the age of 65, you might want to look into this information. And if you have perhaps two people in your household who are members of the Guild, there's a method to save some money. If you want to receive the printed register, you're going to want to include an additional £2. And if you want to get the printed journal, there's a difference in membership cost. So take a look at all of that information and then go back to whatever your payment method is. Let's see how this works. I log in again, and it gives me the information. And we can just take a look at any of this information. It tells me that I have a subscription to the Guild for £18, and that's the balance owing. And then you can always make a donation, or you pay the higher subscription to get the printed register. and you can simply submit that item. And you go directly to PayPal. Now you might want to work out the conversion factor. If you are going from pounds to dollars, but what you'll find is that PayPal is going to make that conversion for you. And I'm using PayPal, 18 pounds, and it tells me what the conversion rate is. And I paid the 18 pounds. And it tells me that I've renewed, and it tells me what my transaction number is. Now you can print that page with Control Print Screen, or you have a record of it here in your PayPal as well as with the Guild. And that's how simple it is. So if you're using PayPal or if you're using any of the other methods, that's what you're going to be doing. And we come back here to the Guild of One Name Studies page, and when you look up your details, it might not have updated them at this point, but let's take a quick look. It tells me my subscription status, but that does require signing into the old member site. That hasn't been moved over yet, apparently. It does have my study. It does say what category it is. I can view my profile page. I can edit my profile page. That's going to be a separate video that we talk about. It also has information about the other surname interests. I mentioned those. My login details and my Guild email, the date I joined, the address, the phone, other information that I use. So you can update all of your information for the Guild if you want to, anytime by going to your member details. And at that point, you can log out of the Guild of One Name Studies website. And there we are, back at the home page. Now, one other thing I wanted to point out is you should always be logging in to the website when you want to use it, because there's a number of news items that will not show up when you haven't signed into your membership. But the general news, some features, the Facebook page, certain events like the calendar and seminar events will show up, but there's a lot more information that's available if you log into the site each time when you go on. So that's how you do it. Now we're going to go take a quick look at the Guild of One Name Studies linked group, and it's a closed group. And we can see that right here. It's listed here. And this is just for members of the Guild of One Name Studies. And that's what I wanted to take a look at, because one of the things that you're going to find is a lot of conversation takes place that's only in the closed Facebook page. And this is among members. This might be information, questions that we want to ask, information that we want to get, but it's among the membership, as opposed to the information that's in the open page, which is for anyone. Perhaps somebody's doing a one name study and they haven't registered it and they're not a member of the Guild. But because of our education feature, we have a lot of information that's available to the general genealogy public. But one thing I wanted to point out was Sue Church's link that she shared about a project that she's been working on for a while that's really interesting. You might want to take a look for that. And another item that's interesting is Paul Featherstone's question. If you were starting again on your one name study, what would be in your top 10 things to do to start you off? Now, I wrote down that I liked this topic, and you'll see that there are a number of people who've taken a look at it and who've added comments. And so this has gone on all week. You might want to add a comment to it. Is there something that you do differently? Is there something that you didn't do when you started that you think is important? Is there something you did which you think either slowed you down, messed you up, didn't really assist you? Go ahead and add your comments on this page, so to speak. As you can see, there's a lot. I'm scrolling through. I commented today that I thought this was a great question and interesting to see the various replies, but I need to give it a little thought and then I would provide answers. You can keep the conversation going by putting your comments there. Also, you can take a look if someone has an idea for an Excel spreadsheet. If this is something that interests you, you could download it here. But all of this type of information is available on the closed group for the Guild of One Name Studies. And all you would be doing is sending a request to join the group if you're a member of the Guild. So why don't you take a look at that and give some thought to joining the Guild on Facebook. Well, that does it for me today. I hope you renew your membership if it's come up for that. And I hope that you check out the Guild's Facebook pages, both the opened and the closed one, and that we see you in the future in the Facebook group.